Hello viewers, I hope you're well from wherever you're watching from. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and praise God. Once again, the World Share program where we talk about life with Erica Mukisa Kimani, aka Mama Maisha, or Mami Zion and Zeph. Today I have a wonderful guest, but before I introduce the guest, I'm going to share the scripture of the day, and then I'll lead us in a word of prayer, and then we'll start. I don't want to waste much of your time, but the scripture of the day comes from the book of Galatians 6:1. It says, "Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted." Considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Yeah, so we should encourage one another. We should pray for one another. We should support one another. We should avoid situations where we are so judgmental. And yeah, it's good to judge, but we should correct our friends in love and guide them and pray for them and wish the best out of their lives. Yeah, so I don't want to waste much of your time. Let's start with a word of prayer, and I'll introduce our guest. Father, we want to thank you for this wonderful day. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the far that you have brought our guest. And we thank you that as he shares his experience, we'll be able to learn, oh God, and understand that you are God who never failed, a God who changes people. We give you all the glory and honor. We pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, kindly introduce yourself and share your story.
Yeah, my name is Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, a young man from a village in Kiambu. That's where I
Okay.
was born.
Yeah.
In a family of three, I being the second born.
Yes.
Yeah, raised by a single mother. Yeah.
And what's your story?
My story that I've
Yeah.
come to share here is how I've been experiencing the challenges I've been encountering in life up to where I am right now.
Yeah.
And it has not been an easy journey because since I was young, I was raised by a single mother, a woman who suffered a lot so that we can have something to eat, have clothes to wear, in order he can cater for our basic needs.
Okay, by then, was your dad still alive? Is your dad alive?
Yeah, my dad is still alive even now, but he didn't used to care for us.
Okay, so they separated with
They
your mom?
separated with my mother, and the burden was on to my mother. Yes, she was the one to raise us up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kindly give us that picture, because someone who has not been raised by a single mother may not understand the struggles and the pains that people go through to raise their children single-handedly. How was it?
It has not been as easy as that, because when I was young, my mother didn't have any kind of business to work so that she can earn income. So, and yet she's a single mother.
She has
children
to take care of.
Yeah. So she came with this idea of selling beer at our area, and that was the business that my mother did so that we can
survive.
And that was the way of life, My mother used to sell beer, changa. We used to call it changa in our area, So most of the drunkards would come to our home, stay there, enjoy themselves. And then there are some behaviors that drunkards do when they are drunkard that you won't watch when your parents is there,
Yeah.
So my parents survived with us, and then sometimes would tell us, you go and stay outside her, so that her business might continue. Softly, smoothly,
And how would you feel whenever you would come across children your age who had both parents supporting them?
I would feel so much jealous. Not jealous like
you would wish
your
dad
wish
was
like
also
I had
around.
both parents, so that I understand if I could have both parents, I would live better than it was.
Yeah.
My mother used to sell the beer, the local beer at the local areas. And my uncle used to sell bang in the area. So their family was somehow of illegal businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was the way so that they could survive, you know.
Would the police come through sometimes?
Yeah, the police would come through.
So they were always running.
Yeah, they were always running there. You know, my parents did not want for us to stay near home area because of the business of the drunkards, because of the bad behaviors of the drunkards, and yet we are small children, you know. So we were used to go and play outside. And then my uncle would take advantage of me. You know, he was selling this cannabis.
It's a drug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my uncle was selling cannabis to the area. So he used to buy me a small jacket. My mother didn't want us to stay home. So my uncle took advantage of me. He used to tell me, let's go out of the streets. He would come, roll some bangs, and then put me in my pocket. He used to write to me that those are cigarettes. We would walk around the streets together, my uncle, go search his customers, and then he would tell me somewhere, give that man one cigarette, that man two cigarettes, 3 cigarettes, you know. But they were cannabis, not cigarettes. So that was the way I used to do as a young boy. And my uncle finally would cater for lunch for me, some clothes. Then it came time for us to go to school. And then I was to start in schooling at a school known as Kabai in Kiambu. So that's where I did my primary school education up to class 8.
Still doing the same business.
Yeah, still doing the same business. That was the way of life, eh? So when we had closed the school, my mother did not want us to stay at home for a long time, eh? So you were out the streets, staying there. And then out of the streets, you would join with some boys, play there, go to my friend's home, take some lunch, to go to my friend's home, enjoy, enjoy some games. But my uncle was there taking advantage of the young boys. You know, I would collect like this boy, another boy there, another boy there. You know,
so now you'll be helping your uncle to
my
sell.
uncle, yeah. And then my uncle would buy something for us. So most of the boys liked the uncle. Then I was not attending all the classes when I was in primary because my mother wanted to be helped at some points. He had no one to help him, you know. My uncle sometimes didn't want even to help my mother at home because even him, he's busy together with his businesses, you know.
Yeah.
I was a genius boy, in fact. When I used to go to school, I was
You are
not
performing well?
Yeah, I was a performer. I used to perform. But at the end of when I did my KCPE, I was lucky. I found 324. I got 324 marks. To which my parents was wondering, this boy is not attending all the classes, but
he's
still performing
well.
So my parent was eager to take me to the next level of education. My mother took me into a boarding school because he saw this boy had the capability of getting higher grade. And going to the high school, I was there first year, Form 1. But in Form 1, I was monolized a lot. Such at a point, my uniform was being stolen, my shopping, my everything, you know.
Those people who bully students.
Yeah, who bully students in school. That's the way I was bullied in Form 1. So I had to go from midterm. When it came for a midterm break, I went home and I told my mother, hey, I've been stolen all the properties that you bought for me. And then she was wondering what to do. It was like to go zero, start a new set of uniforms, a new pair of shoes, you know. Hey, my mother was wondering what to do. So he bought me one pair of trousers and a pair of t-shirt and a blazer. That's what she bought for me. And then she told me, the next time this clothes will be stolen, I will not buy for you anything. So what did I have to do? See, just to take care of your clothes. But you can't take care completely. Yeah, and we went back to after midterm. Some of the people would see this Form 1 in a new trouser.
They would steal.
I would also steal the same. But I was wondering, what will I tell my parent? And she struggled a lot.
to get what you have.
What I had, So when I was stolen, even I had to steal, because tit for tat was a fair game.
Yeah.
So in high school, that's when I started
stealing.
Small little shirt, trouser, shoppings, so that you can survive in school, This is where it came to a certain knowledge. You have been stolen your trouser, you are shopping, and other people are locking their boxes. What do you do so that you can get into the? So that's where it came to the idea of stealing some boxes. I was stealing at the time they are hanging their clothes on the hanging lines. You see, yeah. So high school, we had to take a wire, got the padlocks. Some of the padlocks are easily made. Are weak. So you could squeeze a small wire and then the padlock would open. You would enter into the box, take whatever you need, and then you go. You see. So that was the way. Then it came this unlucky day when you are there busy mastering other people's boxes. And then the teacher came into the class, into the dormitory, found us there. We had nothing to do because the teacher had already seen us. He was to report us to the principal. When we were taken to the principal, that I was informed to that time. I was taken to the principal. These students, the teacher explained to the principal how he found us stealing other people's property. Hey, the principal gave us a very tough punishment. He beated us thoroughly. And then after all, we were chased out of school.
You were expelled.
Yeah. We were two boys who were expelled out of the school. One boy was a local boy in the area, and I was a boy far from the area, So when you are being expelled out of school, that boy that you are being expelled with told me, my parents will feel very, very disappointed by seeing us coming at home, and yet the schools are not closed. It's not time for a midterm break or for an end-term break. We had to come up with an idea of what we use so that we can go home. And we came up with an idea to lie to his mother so that we can stay at his home. Yeah, and it was successful. We stayed at his home for 2 weeks without going, even without my parents, my mother knowing whether I'm in or out of the school. Yani, I'm just at the village returning there. Hey, at the village, you stayed there with my friend, wondering what to do. You have been chased out of school. We started, at the area, he was from a local area. So they were planting groundnuts, pawpaws, some fruits, So when these fruits were money, we decided thinking of how we could get some money. So at night, we would wake up when others are busy, asleep. It's a lot. Local areas are not like urban areas, so there are many trees, and there are not plenty
many
of
security
people.
lights. Yeah.
So during the night, you would do anything you want, as slowly and as peacefully. So you would go, maybe intend to harvest this garden of somebody. So you would come at night, harvest everything, go with it at home, stay with it until tomorrow. And the business will start operating. So that's the time that you will take your properties to the market so that you can get money. Then it came to a time, it has came that most of the people have realized what is ongoing on the chambers.
On the area.
Yeah, on the area. So security areas who are called Nyumba Kumi would still be busy on the area, keeping security, or draw it around the chambers, around the gardens of, One day, you are somewhere at another garden, heavy harvesting avocados, which are not ours. So we are busy stealing. Then all of a sudden there came a man. The man was not the owner, he was a passerby. we had to think quickly, what was his next step. The man started staring at us. We are not at that hurry. We are just pretending like we are like workers, waiting for the owner to come for the avocados, waiting for the man. Then the man went. After the man went, that's when we ran out of the garden, went home, stayed home, waiting for the market. The following day, rumors are spreading in the area that some boys were stealing at a certain area, rumors were all over. So we had to use what we had quickly. Me together with my friend had to sell the avocados that we had stolen so that I can get the fare to go back, to go to our home area, because you can't stay here. People are just, rumors are spreading how you have done, so you are searched. The following day, we went to the market, sold all the avocados that we had stolen, got the profit, shared into two. That's when I told my friend, now even if it is not necessary, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to stay here, that's when I decided. I took a step of faith and went home. My mother didn't expect me to come because she thought I was in school. And then all of a sudden she saw me coming together, carrying my bag. And then she asked me, a parent is a parent. She asked me, why are you here? I started explaining to him, I've been caught because of this case and this, and I've been chased away out of school. My mother started, like, it's a conflict, started talking, shouting, as it is usual for a parent,
Yeah, she was upset.
Yeah. She started saying some words. So, and then I was like, wow, I've done a very bad thing to my mom. So I was not able to stay there and listen to what he was saying, because it was hurting me. Yeah, and she was saying that because she was not happy, So I went away and stayed away for another 3. Yeah, my mother was serious because that day I came, she told me, you are not going to stay here because I've done my best and you have done the wrong. You see? So she told me, I'm not even going to give you the supper. You are just staying there. Then I saw no. I went out to the streets. It came at night. I decided, hey, should I go home or not? I decided not to go home for the first day. I stayed at the streets. Hustled for something to eat. I stayed in the streets for 3 days without going home. The 4th day, I decided to go back home. When I went home, I found that my older brother had came to visit my mother. And then I appeared all of a sudden when they were there sitting, discussing. So they saw me. My mother did not have a clear facial expression about me. No. She was very, very, very unhappy about me. And then she started demonstrating to my brother how I am here. But after a short conversation, it came to a conclusion that my brother decided, not because this boy is stubborn and he is distracting you and disturbing you, let me go with him. Let me go. By that time, my brother was a mason. So he said, let me go with this boy to where I live. So my brother took me where he lived. That's where I was staying. Then my brother used to go to some jobs. So he used to tell me, come and escort me. Instead of staying here idle, you can keep yourself busy and earn something. So he went with my brother for the first week. And then the work that we are doing is you get for 1 week, you stay without for 2 weeks or 3, you get for another 1 week, you see. Like, it's not the kind of work that you can hope to get a lot of money or to help yourself from. So I decided, when I was in my brother's house, you can't only have to be staying with your brother only. You have to find some friends here and there. So I had some few friends outside there, to which we used to interact with. So my brother, for the first time, I work, we come home, I go there at the evening, walk around the streets, and then come back home. And there just came that I found most of the friends after time, and I was like, my brother did some privacy. He has his wife, and I am here. Should I be staying where he is? No. So I decided that today I'm sleeping at my friend's place, so that I can start even my own life. Yeah, find somewhere I can live alone, and find my own privacy, Yeah, rent my own house, live there. So I started with staying at my friend's house, and I stayed there for like a month. But when you are there, we were jobless, obviously. I was out of my brother's house. We were together with the boys in the streets. So the boys would tell me, today, let's not stay here. Let's go around the streets. Maybe we can find something, come back with it, and maybe cook it supper, Yeah, that's how it was at first. But it came to a time, all of us are jobless. We don't have money. You are wondering
And now the plan to go back to school was cancelled.
Was cancelled, yeah. We were just out of school for good. I didn't continue to the next day.
That's how you dropped out.
That's how I dropped out of school. My friends, you are jobless. You are there. You don't have anything. So there is this club in our area that it was popularly known. Hey, that's where many people go dance, enjoy themselves. We would go with my friends, stay there at night. Yeah, and at night we would be there waiting for drunkards who are completely drunkard. Then we would rob them. That was the routine. And as it proceeded, hey, you would find yourself, hey, yeah, I'm having some money that I did not even not have. It depends according to your lucky day. You can go find someone who was very rich, decided to go and stay there the night. Then you found him, you steal everything, Then it would be a lucky day. You would go home with 2,000, As a young, then you are young, hey, you would say, I had 2,000. Hey, this job is fine. So we used to stay there. That was our routine, normal routine. So when we were there came a man. One day, there came a man from Nakuru. He said he's from Nakuru. Nakuru. So the man came and asked one of my friends, where can I find motorbike engines? And then my friend told him, I'm a mechanic. I can find some engines for you. Can you give me your phone number? Phone number. Yeah, and it was sure. Yeah, my friend was given the phone number. And then you are wondering where to get the engines. My friend told me, together with my other colleagues, that you are a group of 5. I said, there's a certain garage somewhere which doesn't have any security, so we can go there and search the engines where. By that time we had market for the engines, So the boy could tell us, let's go for the
engines.
Yeah. Then we go cut a piece of the roof top. You cut a piece, you penetrate inside. Then one would be inside, one at the top, one at the other side outside, you know. He would stay there. Quickly, within no time,
You've taken the
you've
engines.
taken all the engines that were there. Then the following day, you would call the man. Hey, the man would come, one engine I would buy for like 20,000. Hey, my friends started up working. Hey, 20,000, hey, small amount of money. Hey, and the man could reach up to 30,000. And we managed to steal 6 engines. 6 engines, one for 30,000.
Wow.
Those are 180,000 at a group of 5 people. You had to share the money. Yeah. We started saying, hey, this business can make us richer. This business can. So we put it into more consideration. Where would we get more and more engines? Because if this business can give you like 30,000 or 35,000 within no time, one night, you can earn up to that 5,000. You see, that's a business. That's a very good business, you know. So we decided to focus on the business. We came out with an idea. What do we be doing so that we can get these engines? We decided to search for one lady, who we would use so that we can get the engines quickly, you know. And the lady was to go at a certain stage, border, and we would have the directions together with the lady. Hey, tell her come and find us at a certain place. That's where we'll be situated. Find us there. So the lady will take us at a border, find us somewhere situated, and we'll be in the process of taking the border.
The border.
Yeah, of course we had some jackets that we used to wear that no one would identify you. Even if you are at such a distance, no one would identify you. So this lady, that was her job. One day, it was very at the evening, very late at night. We had to search for an engine, for as usual, yani. So the lady was there, came with a motorbike, found us somewhere situated. So the lady would come. When immediately the border would stop, one of the boys would put on a mask on the head of the border rider, so that he would not see anybody. Cover him. He would cover him quickly on his face. Beat him thoroughly. Leave him at the grasses and go with the bike. Then when you go with the bike, you go remove the engine, sell the spares. You know, that was the main routine so that you can earn something. My friends, it's like they had a lot of passion. Yeah?
In stealing.
Yeah, in stealing. They were very, very best in stealing. And it came to a point that this business, we would do it in plenty with no worries, because if these boys would go steal like 4 motorbikes, come and sell to the customer who used to buy the engines, it was a very, very profitable business. At that time, I was still, why I am doing this? Why did I engage with these friends? It came to this point. One of my friends stole a motorbike. Instead of selling the motorbike, he changed the number plate, changed everything of the motorbike, and then it was like he was the owner. So that's the bike that we used to go missions with. You know, one day we went at a certain place in Dandora called Cashapp Corner. We were there. My friend had the bike. I was at the back and another boy at the center. You know, we were 3. When we were riding on a motorbike, one of my friends said, this is a university lady who was walking alongside the road, you know. And then she had carried a bag. One of my friends, when we were on the motorbike would ride slowly near the lady and then snatch the bag. When the bag was snatched, the lady would scream, thieves, thieves, thieves. And you know that was a sharp corner. The area is called a sharp corner. So when my friend was trying to negotiate the sharp corner, we had a head-on collision with a vehicle and the motorbike. Luckily, I was at the back, so I didn't have any effect. Yani, I was safe. The driver died. The man next was alive, but he was hurt. So this lady started screaming, thieves, thieves, while coming where we are. Many people started coming. That's why I ran away. It was along the road, so it was a two-way. There are vehicles coming this way and where we were heading to, I took the opposite direction. Boarded the nearest vehicle, left my friends there. Why? Because the lady screaming, thieves, thieves, thieves. Yeah, it's true. The boy who was alive there was holding the bag. And the bag inside had only two things. An M-Copper phone and a sanitary towel. And those
that
two,
was a bad day.
yeah, that was a bad day. An M-Copper phone and a sanitary towel. Those were the only two things in the bag. My friends were being stoned into death together with the motorbike that we were with. It was a story that was trending. Those two boys you were with, and then I was. Why should I be stealing where others are? My two friends have been killed. So, but once a thief, always like a thief, because there are those temptations.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah, it's like an addiction. Then you don't have the other means of getting, money, so you have to use the same mean. Yet my friends have died because of two stupid things.
A phone and a sanitary towel.
And a sanitary towel. When you went home, the motorbike has been burnt, and then my two friends has been burnt. And I went home.
They were burnt.
Yeah, they were burnt.
To death?
To death, yeah. Live, that's, and I repeat my friends, because it's true, they were burnt. The two friends of mine had some brothers, they had some relatives,
Yeah, that pain.
The pain that were with their relatives was not good, because even if they have died, they didn't benefit in any way, There's nothing that they had to. If they had, if they stole some money or they stole something of high quality, it was better, But an M-Copper phone which was not paid and a sanitary towel that was not good,
Yeah, but okay, sorry for laughing, because but how old were your friends, those that were burnt?
We were almost 17 years.
Oh no.
17 years, 18. Yeah. They were street boys. Street boys, they can do anything,
to survive.
Hey, that's where we started. When I saw, the first boy was the main boy who used to take us to the one buying the engines. And then the one buying the engines would go to Lake Victoria and model some motorboats there for the tourists, Yeah, that's what the idea that the man was doing. So we had no market for the engines because the person with the connection
was burnt,
was killed. So we had to do another means so that we can live. We, together with the other boys that we were with, we started another stealing, You feel like, even if you don't want to steal, you feel like, hey, this is a chance. Look at that man, the way he's staying, the way he is walking. That phone, I can get it within no minute. That's what we used to do. I would work with a piece of basil. Use like one of my friends we would work with. Like, let's say you are one of my friends, I would come to visit you together with my friend. And my friend would be there looking at your house. Hey, this is a very smart TV. Hey, this is a very smart woofer. Electronics, all kind of electronics. You would be busy looking at. You are there. If I get the chance of taking your keys, I would squeeze the keys into the bar soap.
And then you make a copy.
Yeah, I make a copy. I would collect all the information about you. Where do you work? You know, I'm your friend, so I would just ask you some stupid questions. You'll be there answering. Hey, where do you work? Hey, can I get a job opportunity? Working hours. So you would give me all the information about you. Hey, you work at this place. You come at this place. You leave your house at this. So when I'm coming next time, I have the clue of what I'm going to do. Yeah, that was the way. We would use even a candle. You come with a candle. You light at the bottom of the padlock. After some few minutes, the spring inside the padlock would stretch and then it would cut itself.
Wow.
So the padlock would be... Yeah.
I had no idea.
We would penetrate into your house easily. Yeah. So you had to search more and more means of living. Those were some of the means that we used. Then there's this boy who came with a satanic spray that when you spray on somebody, he or she would sleep. It was a lucky day when he went. I was just walking around the streets with my friends. We found an open gate at around 11 o'clock, at night. Then there was a certain opened house. Not wide open. No, it was not a very, very small. I check opening. I would go squeeze the door slowly. It's open. Slowly, like you would think it's the wind blowing the door. Slowly, then I would look who is inside. I found a man sleeping at the chair. The TV is on, and the woman is at the bed sleeping. Then I would call my friends, come and see. My friend would spray to the man. The man was sleeping at the chair. I would spray at the man quickly, and then move out. After some few minutes, the man would be very asleep, very busy asleep. Would go spray to the woman, busy asleep. You would take anything you want in the house. You would even cook when they are asleep. You would even stay there, eat.
Then people wake up and they find someone
they would
cooked
find some here, ugali is cooked here. Yeah. And they wonder who is here, who was here. My friend, you had to take all the electronics in the house, all of them, go with them outside. And then where you are going to and the place that you are was not a long distance. It was just a walking distance. Quickly, you would take to a certain room that we used to hide our properties. So the boy would go and come. When he came, he would then spray again. The two would sleep. Then he would start beating the man some slaps. Yeah, that's when I say, this spray is, it's really not good cause the man was asleep. At such a point, he's even slapped. He's not feeling anything. Very, very busy asleep. The boy, what I saw my friend doing was certainly funny because I saw him after slapping the man. He pulled down his trouser. He went to where the woman was, and he raped him.
He raped the woman.
Yeah, and they were asleep. There, where you are being. Yeah, and then we went away, locked the door slowly, left the family there. That spray was very, very concentrated. I don't know what it was made of, cause you would sleep a lot. So that was the main thing that was the one that we could use. Going to the houses that you see here, they are very, very much expensive tools. That was the one that we would use. When you would spray on your face, within 10 minutes you are asleep. You would even do all kind of manners that you would want to do in your house, and you won't hear any noise or anything. Yeah, my friend came with that. We survived using those means. Huh? We survived a lot. That was the way that after, even if our friends were being burnt there, we had to proceed to the next step. Not because that they have been banned, we are not to continue with our businesses. No, we must continue with your business. Yes, that was our routine. Stealing. Waiting for drunkards outside. Yeah, still we are waiting. You have not all the businesses. We are just going on. The spray was very much expensive, such that if we don't buy that, we would suffer a lot. And it was the best means of stealing, because that one you don't have even to argue with somebody. You don't have to beat somebody.
No one is going
or
to scream.
do anything. Yeah.
Well, what is that something that you people did that you feel like out of everything that you did, this one I can never forget? Like that that mission you went to and you did something.
That was the first mission that I can't forget. Out of all the missions that we did, the one that my friend raped the woman. Because I didn't expect such a thing to happen. Such a spray that you spray onto somebody's face, you strip until you rape him, and
they can't hear.
She doesn't hear anything. She doesn't understand anything. That was the mission that I.
So okay, apart from using the candle to break those padlocks, what else were you?
A piece of bar soap, squeezing
the key, and then you get a duplicate.
Yeah, padlock. In any padlock, there's the hole that you put the key, and there's like a small here, a hole here. That I don't know it's for what. That hole is the one that you put a certain wire, a very thin wire, but it's being folded here on the top. When it enters there, you squeeze the spring,
and then it opens.
Yeah, it opens itself quickly. You squeeze within no time, and then you open. That's another means that we would use to steal to other people's houses. So we believed in ourselves because we had many ways. You had gained confidence. Yeah, we had gained confidence that there are many ways to kill a rat, and two minds are better than one. So even if your idea will not make, all of us would come with a better idea of how stealing. Yeah, and we managed it. It came to a point that where we are, we had to change our lifestyle now, because stealing is not something that you will be doing all of your lifetime. You have to change, because you can't be doing that even the time you are old. Okay, like in that job of stealing, is there somebody you stole from and you felt sorry for the person, but you ended up taking that person's property? Yeah. Like which scenario? There is this time that it came that I was jailed. And before I was jailed, I was somewhere sitting. Our time, working hours was at night. During the daytime, we were busy asleep, going to the movie. At that time I was not staying near at my brother's house, so I would go do my missions, go to the movie shop, sleep at the movie shop, or go to the playing ground, sleep at the playground during the day. At the night I would rise and go to work. So your work, when you say work, you mean stealing? That, of course. So you used to have night shift? Night shift, yeah. That was my working hours. Okay. So there's this day, I was somewhere. My body was not at a good state, so I stayed at a place. I didn't want that day to go and distract other people, so I had to search a peace of mind and stay lonely somewhere. I was in a satanic street, very quiet, lonely, smoking some cigarettes there. I was staying there, and then they came like a driver, like a driver. He was a driver because he wore a blue shirt, a blue trouser. Then you would see this driver. He was coming. He was very, very drunkard, coming, staggering. I was there. I'm not in the mood of stealing, but I'm looking at him and I say, this is a golden chance. I must be a fool if I leave this man to go. I must, because this is a golden, this is like God-given opportunity. Hey, this man was there. The driver had a knife in my pocket, so I had to attack him using the knife. Then I took some money and the phone that he had. The money he had was something 3,500. Hey, that was the man who made me to be jailed. Because when I left him there, I had already injected him with a knife. So I left him there, thinking he would die.
He would die.
The following day, rumors are there. Kaboy, there was a boy here who had this and this, Hey, and then I had to run out of I had to go and stay away at another area. Now the policemen, rumors are going all over. He had reported, so you have been searched by the policemen, motorbike people, Nimbakumi. Yani,
how was he able to identify you?
It was at night. But during to our behaviors and to the demonstrations that he gave,
they knew it was you.
Yeah, it was obviously known and known it was me. So I would go stay. It was I think last year, but 1 or but 2 March. Then I would stay somewhere that I was. April 1st, or a Fool's Day. That's when I was caught by a motorbike rider who knew us very, very well. Even knew the ones who are being burnt because of the The man knew us very, very well. And then he had to tell me, come, check, I have a certain job and I want you to help me. So I sat on the motorbike. The moment I sat on the motorbike, the first stop was where I did the scene. When I did the scene.
In your mind, didn't you think it was a setup? Or you just thought it was a job?
Even I thought it was a setup. But where I was, like, you have done a crime in this area, then you go and stay like in Juja or anywhere, Hey, then you are being found in Juja. I can't understand if it was a setup or it was the unlucky day or what. Yeah, a certain motor rider came, told me that he has something, he wants me to help him some job, So I sat on the border. And the first station, the first stop was where I did the scene. And I was asked, do you remember this area? There is a man who reported here on a certain day that he was here. Yeah. Then I was being told, hey, all of a sudden I could see one border rider, one villager, one what, you see? By good luck, the policeman came. The crowd of people wanted to beat me and stone me into death, but I used to tell them, slowly, wait. I refused, it was not me, yeah? I was to convince them that it is not me and it is not me. The policeman came, took me. When the man came, he said, yeah, this is the boy.
The boy.
This is the boy. I was being jailed. I stayed there at the cell for 1 week.
How did you feel when you saw that man that you had tried to kill? How did you feel in your heart?
I didn't expect to see the man.
But when he looked at you in your how did you feel?
Even I would not even be able to look at his face. One-on-one. No, I was not able. Like, I was even jealous. So
You are regretting.
Yeah, I was regretting a lot. I was taken to the court. Yeah, I was being arrested with robbery and violence for 8 months. I had to
And
leave
it's
all.
good he did not die, because if he had died, that would be like a life sentence. So
Yeah, I was being sentenced for 8 months and attempted murder 6 months. I was there calling my mother. My mother doesn't pick any new number. Calling my brother doesn't pick any call. So I was to be jailed. Nobody even knew in our family that I am jailed, So I had to survive my own life for all the time that I was in prison.
Wow. So you were there for how long?
1 year, 2 months.
And what was the experience in prison? Some I'm asking because I've never been in prison, and I know someone that's watching needs to know that life, that experience there. You arrive there, and what next?
Hey, when you arrive in prison, immediately life changes. Because you wonder, this is the first time to be in jail. There is no your brother there. There is no your mother. There is no your auntie. Like you are there alone
With the policemen.
Man, with the bus.
Okay, so when you arrived, where were you taken?
Remand. First of all, you stay to the remand before you go to the court. But when the time came for me to be jailed, I was being taken to jail.
Wow. So
That's
you removed your shoes, belt.
Yeah, and your clothes.
You remove everything.
The other clothes.
So they give you the uniform.
The uniform, yeah. Yeah, you match with the others.
Okay, so when you join them, like, is there anybody to welcome you?
Yeah, of course you will be welcomed. Yeah.
How is the welcome?
Hey, welcome is not as soft as you think. Cause you will be caned, yeah. But in the jail, when you cane somebody, you are supposed to be given discipline by the security officers who are there. But the ones who are there, they are kingpins who, when you start mouthing, you will see
they can hurt you.
Yeah.
And then food, how were you eating and sleeping?
There was the challenge. Food. I had adapted a certain behavior that I usually eat at around 10. Now you are eating at 5.
Yo. 1 meal a day?
No. You eat morning, you will take something.
They'll give you
lunch
like
and
what?
Supper.
What in the morning?
A very small cup tea. Yeah. And even if there is bread, you would have to. There are some prisoners who are there, like you are being given the duty to be in the kitchen, the duty to be where. So the ones in the kitchen, they would find some tomatoes, onions, and your food there would be cabbage, boiled cabbage. Boiled cabbage. And then you will be given. So for you to eat that well cooked food, you have to give out some money.
Okay, so that they improvise.
Yeah. So that the other prisoners will give you the lunch.
Okay. And then how were you sleeping? Were you being given beds with mattresses?
No. It's like, sleeping like this.
On the floor or on a mattress?
On the floor.
Good.
You sleep in rows like this, like trees. Yeah.
Whoa.
Such that if you sleep like this, you can't sleep like this.
You can't turn.
Maybe you stand and rotate and then you sleep.
Yo.
One cell can hold up to 300 people. One.
Like this room?
1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Like only this place can hold like 10 people. This. You are very, very, very well arranged.
And then what about now the bathrooms?
Bathroom, you like visit once per week. Once per week, the bathroom. And the man, even basking at the sun, you bask time. If it reaches to a certain time and then you are there being found there, loitering like a headless chicken, you'd be caned thoroughly. Most of the time you had to stay. Like, you used to call it covering. You would cover a lot. You are under supervision. Each and every time, like if you are being jailed for like 20 or 30 years, there is this money that you earn, because you can't be just there for 20 years, then go out without nothing. So those people who are jailed long term, they earn like 40 bob a day or 30 bob a
40
day.
bob for doing what? Like, do they,
The work
they are taken out to go and work?
No. You know, in the prison, you would be told, we need to dig a certain portion of, you need to work, to do some work at a certain portion. We need to go and get firewood that we will be cooking with. That's your work. They are not going to employ somebody there to come and work. That's your work. So you'll be there, go to work, go to the shamba.
And you have no choice. You cannot
You have no choice. You are under supervision. So it's a must. Like, but when you work, a day you earn 40 bob. And that 40 bob, you'll be given when you'll come out of prison. So when you come out, you'll be given like, you have like 4,000, like 5,000. And most, even if you have been jailed for 20 years, you'll come out with like 5,000. And then they will be given the 5,000 so that you can go, you can buy a trouser.
Or transport.
No, transport, you are just being given a certain letter that is written. This man is from prison, and then you are asked where your home is. Then you give them the location. That card is the one that you use. If you go to any vehicle, you show them, I'm from prison. You will go for free. That's the one that you are always being given. So it came to this time that even I was to come out when I was in prison.
So how did you feel when you were almost coming out?
When I was almost coming out, like even when I was coming into prison, I would tell a person, hey, someone would ask you, how long have you been jailed? Hey, 1 year, 2 months. That's tomorrow. Hey, and then you would wonder, tomorrow? 1 year, 2 months, that's tomorrow. Somebody has been there for like 6 years, but I'm still waiting and so
for like 20 years.
So he's telling you, just tomorrow. And then you are wondering, hey, tomorrow? 1 year, 2 months. I covered a lot. Then in the prison, there are some animals that when you sleep here, they come like either your friends, either your uncles. They come in a lot. Like kunguni, chawa. They are there. People would be busy there scratching their face. There are some
those lice and the bed bugs.
They usually like staying at the hair, everywhere that there is hair, you would find them. So that was a male prison. You would find somebody with no trouser, scrubbing himself. Those animals are implanted there. That was the main.
What about
problem.
Sexual harassment? Is it there in the prisons?
It is, yeah. Sexual harassment. It is not a lie.
People a man harassing a fellow man.
Yeah, people even do fight. You see, you want to take my girlfriend? People are fighting there because of a man.
A man fighting for a man?
Yeah. In prison, it's not a joke. You will be there. If you one time you will find yourself there.
No. I'll try so much not to be there.
It's not.
Oh my God.
In prison, it's not a joke. It's a very bad moment to encounter.
Okay, now the other question is, are there some people who are there but they had no crime, but they were accused?
Yeah.
They were innocent.
Even there was a man who was being arrested, not because he was the one who did the action, but he looks like the one who did the action. And he was jailed And it's a life sentence. He is to stay there, and he's not the man. But the judge can't understand that you are not the one who did the action. You know, the moment you are being taken at the court, judge is the final statement should come from the judge.
Okay, now the night before you got released.
The night before I got released, no, I was I didn't feel asleep during the night. I was just there imagining that tomorrow I'll be out of prison. Yeah? I would use any means to call my brother, my mother, anybody. But
were you able to communicate while in prison? Would they give you some phones?
In prison, not the police officers that will give you some phones. There are very, very many things in the prison. In the prison, prisoners have plenty of things there. If you want a cigarette, you will buy 100. If you want bank, you will buy. If you want anything that you want in prison is available. But more cost. Yeah, of course, when you are coming out, your records are there. So I was busy there, waiting for the day. At night, I didn't sleep. And it was like 10 a.m. A police officer came. Who is Levison boy? Come. Your day has reached. Then you go out. You are being taken. Even if you left a phone like 3 years, it was there. Even if you left anything, it is there. So you are taken to hear the collections. Take what is yours. I didn't have any trouser, so I found my trouser was my trouser that I went was new, but somebody else was released, took it and went. So you have to search for your best fit there. That's what we did. You go to the office, you are being given the receipt, the check, the letter that you use as your fare. And then the policeman will take you outside to the stage, inform the driver this is a prisoner, and the driver will be given instruction. When you reach the destination, he goes to another driver, and then you board another vehicle until you reach to your destination. Yeah, that's the way life was there in prison. But it was not as easy. Yeah, because diseases are in plenty there. First, you don't bathe, you don't get quality food, you're
working so much, you're not eating well.
You don't even rest. Hey, you wonder what kind of life is in prison. Like, you can go where there is no way prisoners can make a way there. Because even if I can remember when I was in prison, there was this day that you are told to go and fetch firewood. But where the forest was in a place where there is water. And then the policeman would stay like here. He would tell you, go there. A place where you would go, you would enter into the waters, until water reaches to such a level of your knees. Then you will come out with a certain big logo, going with it to the kitchen. It was not a nice experience. Very, very dangerous.
So now at what point did you change?
The point that I decided to change is when I came out of the prison. I stayed at first because my parents did not come. Nobody in my family came to visit me, So I was given a check there. And I had a salary of, I think, 700. That's the money that I was given. Then I was outside. I was wondering, hey, where is here? I found some buildings that I didn't leave them. And the area has already changed. I had nowhere to go to call home. I personally. The fare I had is 700. So I took a step from Rural prison. I went up to Dandora, where I was. When I went there's a very, very big dump site there. That's where I started working. That's a free area where you would work without no one asking you any
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 question?
questions. So there are those friends that you are with. So when you go home, your home area, you will see some friends that you already know, they would help you in one way or the other.
The other.
But your main business, I used to do it in the dump site. I used to collect some plastics, metals, anything that can be recycled, bottles. Then I sell.
Sell.
By the time I stayed at the dump site, more and more government vehicles were coming to drop the litter. So I had, you don't have to stay like a soft. As a man, you must be hardcore. Don't stay soft. So there we had to fight for the vehicles. I am the one who will be collecting the liters, the liters of this vehicle. So you have to fight for the vehicles, so that you can survive. So the place where I used to take my properties to which I had collected, he knew that I am a hardworking boy. He knew, hey, after some few minutes, this boy, another bag. So this man came. He told me, you boy, I want to employ you.
So that time you were arrested, you were 19?
19 years.
Oh my
I came out when I was 20 years.
Mm.
Oh, I lost my 1 year in prison.
So now the guy picks interest in you. He gives you a better position.
Yeah, he gives me a better position. No, that man gains interest in me. He advises me not because I'm a hardworking. I used to give him like a lot of profit. So, and he knew, this boy knows what's good, what's to be sold and what's not to be sold, what's to be recycled, what's not to be recycled. Because if you don't know what's to be recycled and what's not, you will be there doing nothing. You will be just collecting. And then when you go to sell, you will be told this is not to be bought. So this man knew that he was just observing me, and he knew that I knew the job, So he gave me a better position. He told me.
So now, okay, he told you?
Be here, collecting, be buying all the properties that will be brought here. So I was put in a store.
Okay. So currently, you're still working there or you moved?
Yeah, currently is where still you are working because
wow,
that place you are self-employed. Although it's not a better place to be, but according to the situation that it was, and now I prefer being here than going back where I was.
Yeah, true.
I prefer like earning even if it's 500 or my own 1,000.
As long as it's clean money.
Yeah, as long as it's clean money. So that's even where I'm working even now.
And what have you been able to achieve for yourself from
what
that
I've been able to achieve for myself is, for now, the biggest achievement I can say is that I'm able to start my own family and
life.
It's there and life continues like a man,
And then for your mom, what message do you have for your mom?
For my mom, my mom passed away.
Oh, sorry.
When
she passed away after you came from prison?
Yeah. After I came out of prison, I found my mom passed away.
Oh, no.
That's what I was informed by my brother. So my brother came and found me where I work, And then he found me there. That time I was not given the opportunity to be at the store. I was just working, collecting liter. And my brother found me there. He was stable, but I was not in interest of his money. I had to search for my own money.
Okay, now, what would you have undone if you were given a chance? Looking at what you've been through and where you are right now, what are some of those things you look at and say, maybe I would have done better in this area, I wouldn't have done this? What are those things?
The first thing is, if I would have stopped stealing when I was young, I know I would have performed well in my education.
Yeah.
And that would give me a better chance of employment, maybe, or a better chance of, I would not be at this point.
Okay. And given an opportunity to go back to school, can you go back to school? If given an opportunity
to go back to school right
if somebody
now,
says, okay, I want to take you back to school,
Right now,
Yes. Or you feel like now you're past?
I feel like it's past.
Okay. Well,
But it
okay.
depends. If you can tell me, I can take you to a technical institution where you can come out with your own course. Yeah, that's better. But telling me to go high school and start practicing practical there, biology,
You feel like you're past that?
no.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your experience. I
Yeah.
know someone has learned something from it. And viewers, just let us know what you've learned from his experience. Would you want us to bring him back so that he continues? We just had to cut him short because of time. But in case you need him to come back, just let us know in the comment section. And those of you that are interested in spiritual matters, learning about the spirituality of life, you can still visit us on Life is Spiritual YouTube channel. And there we have testimonies about spiritual matters. But for now, if you're interested in knowing more about WorldShare as a foundation, what we do, the charity works, you can visit our websites, www.worldshare.com or www.lifeisspiritual.org. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. I remain Erica Mukisa Kimani, aka Mama Maisha or Mami Zion and Zeph.
Erica Part 4, Death, Hell, and Heaven. The continuation of the Erica testimonial series about a girl who served Satan for 18 years and lived to tell her story. Find out what she saw when she died, what she saw in hell, and what she saw in heaven. Learn how you can evangelize your family, your community, and your generation at large. God bless you.